Johnson County. It's JoCo Vibes on Talk It Out Tuesday. And I'm Sarah Arden Reeves, a.k.a. Red, a.k.a. High Octane, depending on the day, the mood, the month. And Jason Bagley's in studio a joint.
I'm at my office. That's where I'm at. I'm sitting at my desk. There's not enough space in there for all the ego.
It's estrogen.
I knew it started with an E.
He said, "Okay, that's a lot of estrogen." He said he had to back out and be in the corner in his office. That's okay. You're in a safe place now. I'll just put you with the millennials. You're fine.
Hey, I'm okay with that.
Well, it's Tuesday morning in Johnson County, and we have special guests this morning, Angela and Christine. And they have, you can.
Hi.
Good morning.
Turn them ladies up. They need to be heard.
Okay, I figured that out. Hold on. Yeah,
she can do it.
Pump up the volume. I think I got it now. How are we now?
Can you hear us?
Hello.
Now?
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, that's better, huh?
Maybe. Yeah. I can hear myself.
So
I can hear myself.
How do you like me now? We're on the radio. And
hey, thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming. Tiffany's on the way. She'll be here momentarily. And I just have to say this. I'm wearing my cowboy hat today in honor of Toby Keith, and we're singing. I've been singing How Do You Like Me Now? My daughter's 13, and she had never heard the song. And I said, what am I doing as a mother? I have failed my child.
Who does not know that song?
Yeah. I was so we blasted it all the way to school this morning. And she was like, okay, this is funny. And I was like singing. She goes, no, Mom, I want to hear them. And I was like, that was rude. I hurt my feelings.
She just squashed you.
Well,
it was
at
funny.
least she's an honest girl.
Oh yeah, she is. She
Right?
is definitely that. Which so is Toby, right? Like he just said it like he felt it.
Okay, so something.
I literally just found this out.
He had cancer and he died.
I knew he had cancer, but I didn't know he died last night.
Yeah,
I had no idea either.
Me either.
Well, my TV turns on to Fox 4 News every morning at like 5:50. So I wake up to Lauren Criswell and all them blaring in my head. But they announced that he had passed. And so
well, that's sad.
That's a shame.
Yeah. He was looking really thin. Jason and I were talking about it last week, like how thin he had been looking in cancer or whatever. So it got him. But I told him, I said, well, Toby, just say hello to Daddy for me. You know,
right?
Yeah.
He won today. You know, he get to go to the golden streets.
Well, hallelujah. That's where we all want to be.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's the goal.
Suffering's over. It's bittersweet sometimes when that happens.
This thing is like right. I'm like looking at you and this ball right here on the top of this microphone's like right in the middle of your face. So anyway, that's, giving honor to him. And
yes, absolutely.
Thanks for all the songs. So Angela and Christine, you guys have a podcast, or you guys y'all do short videos and y'all do long videos.
Yes.
Y'all talk it out too.
Yes. So
Tell
our
us all
podcast
about
is called Haircolor Secrets that your clients tell their hairstylist.
What do y'all make them do penance?
Oh no. Well, the thing is like our friends and our clients do not want to be on our podcast.
No, they don't.
Sure.
They're so scared that we're going to say, we're going to give them tea.
Just spill the tea.
Don't spill the tea. And you're like, no, we're not.
No names.
But you think about it.
Yeah.
So as hairstylist,
you hear everything.
We hear everything. We hear all the good stuff.
That's a different show, by the way.
Right?
High tea, they spill it.
Yeah, exactly.
They spill it.
But you think about it, I'm standing behind the chair. You come into the salon and we're having a conversation about what am I going to do with your hair? And whether it's hair coloring or hair cutting.
And it depends on what I'm doing with my life.
Right. Absolutely. 5 minutes, we're talking about hair. And then the rest of the duration, 2-3 hours, we're talking about, did you go to Hawaii? What's going on with the boyfriend?
Right.
Did he cheat on you? Did he lie on you? What's going on? What's going on in my life? What's going on your life?
Yeah.
So there's a lot to talk about. Every
steamy.
person.
Therapy.
Yes.
Hey, Red, I got their channel up. If you wanna pop it on, I'll show it over.
Oh, you're gonna show their channel? You're so awesome.
Oh, please do.
I saw you pulling something up, but I couldn't tell.
I'll let Tiffany do that.
I got to drive here. I have to drive. But how long did you guys start the show?
So we've been doing it for almost a year. February 10th of 2023.
Yes, February 10th, we will be celebrating
exciting.
1 year.
1 year. that
Congratulations.
we're on
That's
season
huge.
3.
So we're on season 3.
Yeah.
And we have interviewed so many different people that we've highlighted in the community, along with just our stories as well. We've gone on vacations together. We've done nonprofit organizations together. We've done events together. We've done happy hour together.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
We love happy hour.
That's
About a
my
million
favorite.
times. About a million times.
I know, but we've just remained really good friends. And what we have in common, we have a lot in common, but we're hairstylists and we've been doing hair for a long time. We got lots of stories.
And we don't work together.
No,
She's in Arlington.
I'm in
I'm
Arlington.
Fort Worth.
Very good. So,
So-
you're bringing 2 different communities
Yeah.
together.
Yes.
Well,
That's
we
but-
hope
amazing.
so.
But tell them like when. Okay, so like I mean, we sat together, so I already got the whole story. How did you guys originally meet and come up with this idea for the podcast? And by the way, we're not bringing them on here just to showcase their podcast. It's because they're going to be joining EMG as part of one of the inaugural shows on Taco Community Radio, which is the voice of Tarrant County. So I'm super excited about that.
Yes.
And
absolutely.
so we wanted to bring you on and introduce you to everybody and everybody to you so they could go start to check out some of your podcasts and everything. And Jason's actually he's pulled it up on the screen for us.
Yeah, check this out. They interviewed Mr. T.
Yes.
I love
Sterling
Mr.
Hunter.
T. Oh my gosh.
They're back.
Good for everyone.
Sterling is the man.
He
is the man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You interviewed a lot of really cool people.
Right?
In fact, everybody I think we interviewed, I think is a cool person.
Right.
And they're doing something great in their lives and
Right.
for others and making a difference in the community.
How did this come about, though? How did it?
Okay,
How
so-
did this come about? You interviewing Mr. T?
Oh, well,
And for all the young-
Well,
we know
we're
him.
friends with him. We
Are
hang
you?
out with
Oh my
him.
gosh.
almost I'd say everybody that we've interviewed, we've known.
We know personally.
We know personally.
Right. We hang out
either
with them
I
at
do
events
or
or-
she does, or it's that thing. Okay, there we go.
Yeah,
Right
these
there.
You both need to pull them up. That's why they're. That's why you guys were a little low when
Okay, I'll
we were
pull 'em.
talking.
I'll
yeah.
pull 'em. I'm just kidding.
Pull 'em up.
Yeah, pull them up.
There
tuck
it
'em
is.
in,
Um,
tuck 'em
Angela and I
in.
have been friends probably 8 or 9
yeah,
years.
I would say so.
And I
through
think-
nonprofit organizations,
Right. We would
met
go
through
to happy
mutual
hours
friends and
together,
things like that,
or we would do events
supporting
together.
the community.
And we just kind of clicked. I mean, we knew kind of what each other did as hairdressers, and so we're pretty easygoing.
Yeah.
But we hang out with the same group of people. So
So I had a boyfriend and he got cancer, and this was something my girlfriends rallied around me, and they were telling me what do you need, and I was like, I'm really good right now. I might need you when he's gone though.
Yeah.
So Christine was like, okay, well we'll be there,
yeah, absolutely.
And
I stepped up and
you
said,
know, I'm gonna need something to keep me busy.
right.
And so, and he passed within 4.5 months. So
Oh,
it was
Oh
a really
wow!
fast.
I'm so sorry.
It was a really fast thing. And so afterwards, they were there, and she goes, "Okay, we're going to Cancun." We went to Cancun, and he passed, and 2 weeks later, we went to Cancun.
Yeah.
I think it was 2 or 3 weeks.
That's about the right time. That's about the right amount of time after
Right.
you had to handle business for a certain amount of time,
Right.
but then now it's like, okay, I'm
Yeah.
out for a bit.
Well, and that's how
It
I
was a great
processed.
distraction.
It was
And
Yeah.
it was
very great. I needed it.
it happened to be we left on a Sunday, and then we went to Cancun, and you guys had a snow blizzard here.
Yes.
Oh my
And then we got
gosh,
stuck in
yes.
Cancun.
we got
Yes.
stuck in Cancun.
Oh,
I
what a
know.
horrible place to
We
be
had to stay an
stuck.
extra 2 days, and our
Oh
friends
gosh
hated us.
darn.
So on the episode 1, 2, and
Did y'all
3,
see Ted Cruz?
right?
We do
Yes.
understand him. We see
We
him.
totally get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We see him.
I mean, if you can.
Yeah. So our first 3 episodes on our podcast, we're in Cancun, living it up.
That's awesome.
And of course, she makes me do so many crazy, wild things that I've never done in my life, like parasailing and ziplining. And
oh, that's so fun.
but we had a blast.
I'm the
Yeah.
adventurous
was-
one.
Yes.
So I make her do things that.
and I'm like, oh yeah, I don't know about that.
I'm
But
like, yeah, let's go.
all right, I'll do it. Come on, jump.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
I will jump, but she's a little more adventurous than I am. But I had just come up with this idea. I have been listening to so many different podcasts, and I just, there was there's not really any podcasts that have hairdressers that talk about what we do for a living. Like
Yeah.
we're people too, right?
Yeah.
Not only are we doing your hair, but we
From
have
behind the chair.
Beh-
Like, I
behind the
mean, like
chair.
not just standing
Mhm.
in the salon,
Right.
but
Right.
also
Yeah.
our nightlife.
right.
What does a hairstylist do after hours? I mean,
Wait,
Yeah,
you guys
there's-
have a life after hours?
Oh my gosh, do we really?
We do more after hours than at the salon. you know?
Yeah, I mean, we have families, we have kids, we
Yeah.
have friends. Believe it or not, where we do volunteer work, we do nonprofit organizations. We are involved in the community,
Yes.
and it's just kind of fun to hear these stories. And I love repeating the stories.
Yeah.
You know, my mother's hairdresser, she's had her for almost 20 years, and she was a hostess at my baby shower, at my bridal shower. You know, when my father passed of cancer, she showed up with a tray of fresh baked rolls and some brisket from her cow that they killed, you know, like, and brought it. She still had flour on her, you know, like, they're important people.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys are rock stars.
Man,
Oh.
that C word is flying around this
It's
morning.
terrible.
Because driving in and you guys talking about Toby Keith, that was the first I heard of her too. I was like, wait a minute, what happened to Toby Keith?
Yeah, had no idea.
Yeah, and so I actually just pulled up some pictures of him, and I mean, he was 62 years young.
Oh, he's so young.
He's
Yeah.
so young, 62, and he did it. Cancer looked like it really did take a toll on him.
Oh,
So
sad.
sad to have seen that. So,
it just
oh, that's so
reminds
funny,
you.
Jason. You pulled him up, and I had him pulled up too. But thank you, I appreciate that. So, yeah, he.
I figured.
Man, I like having Jason in the
Yeah,
back
he's
pulling
like-
stuff up like
Yeah,
this.
that's awesome.
Like, this is great.
It's like having Ron Phillips in studio.
right? it's like having, you know, me for everybody else's show, but it's somebody else, and that's like really lovely. But yeah, he's like, the girls can't see the screen, but yeah, he was
Aww.
he definitely I mean, cancer,
Yeah.
you know, and it's not, sometimes it's not the cancer so much as it is the radiation and the treatments that people
Yeah.
go through that just makes it just
Makes it worse.
it's
I
killing the
think.
cancer, but it's killing your body
Right.
Right.
at the same time, and it's just such a it's a horrible thing.
It's so controversial. Okay, so I was just listening. I go listen to podcasts too, and
Thanks,
I read
Jason.
a bunch of stuff. But I just heard that oncologists make 65% of their income from chemotherapy. Bum,
Hmm.
bum, bum.
Wow.
Hello.
Imagine if there was
Hello.
another way.
It's a money making
Hello.
machine. Yeah.
I mean, well,
People
I
are
mean,
making money.
it's the big pharma is
yeah.
really big pharma. It's what's running our country. Sad as that is, but that's the truth.
Yeah.
And
Right.
and the
Sad
more
but
you
true.
become, you know, succumb to, you know, taking, you know, meds versus trying, you know, the
Cutting your
trials
sugar
or
whatever the thing
yeah,
is,
whatever it
and-
is that I mean, there's so many things that they tell you that, I mean, this isn't good for you. Like, you know, go back to real sugar. It's anything from the earth
real
in its
fat.
purest form is the best thing
Yes.
for you. And so finding
you should
out
have
that
real milk. You should have
Yes.
real eggs.
Right.
You should have
And it
real
shouldn't
meat.
be processed as
Right.
well.
Yeah.
right at the more processed, right, that's exactly it. We had this conversation with our wellness guru and fat loss coach Adam Smith last
Oh, Adam, he's so cute. He's so pretty. He's so
He is.
amazing. He's Australian. Oh my gosh, he's so awesome.
I don't know if I'd call him pretty, but you know, he's a good looking guy. I don't think he wants to be called pretty either. You know, he's
I don't care if he wants to be called pretty.
He's like,
simmer down, Jason, simmer
"Oh,
down.
Jason."
But we were talking about that, like, you
Yeah.
know, cooking with butter versus olive oil. And he said butter,
Yes, butter.
and olive oil is to be used on dressings and,
Yes, you're not
and
supposed
on
to
your
heat it
salad
up.
and your fresh. It's not bad to heat it up, but what he says is anything that you're cooking with should be in its purest form, and butter is
Yes.
in the most purest form
Yes.
Right.
possible. We had this like open conversation about margarine and, you know, what's the difference between these things, and because I know somebody who's a vegan who uses margarine versus butter, and so I said, but you know, it's like fake stuff. Like there's
Yes,
literally
chemicals,
plastic
It tastes
in
like
it.
wax.
Yeah.
It's plastic in it.
Gross.
Like, well, I'm not doing it for
I'd
health
rather-
benefits. If it's for the
She's
animals.
saving the animals one by one.
Yes. Well,
Would you
because
say that if it goes on the meat, it must come from the teat?
oh, I like that.
If it goes, say that again.
If it goes on the meat, it must come from the teat.
Okay.
Butter.
You know.
Yeah, butter.
Butter, milk,
Butter's
Butter.
better.
Butter.
cheese.
Butter.
I mean,
Like butter.
Excellent observation,
I love it.
Jason. That's
I
one of the
think
I
best
think we were
things.
made to be on this earth to eat animals and
Yeah.
eat
Yes.
plants and eat
Yeah.
fruits. Eat
Right.
all the essentials.
All of it.
All of it.
Balance
Yes.
Well, I
is a
think
major part of life.
Well, isn't it? I mean, the factor that drink enough water and get enough rest and limit your stress and
Take care of your skin. It takes
exercise
care of your
and
skin. I mean,
it's very
eat a
simple.
balanced diet. I mean, come on.
the
Yeah,
number
I mean, I'm doing all that.
I know, right?
the number one thing that affects every part of your life is what you put into your body.
Absolutely.
And so you have to have a good balance of it. And I mean,
And I like a good, healthy balance of hairstylist gossip.
right? All right. So wait, so we squirreled pretty hard. So I
Right?
want to rewind.
But see, that's what we do as hairdressers.
We turn it back on.
Go
We
all
turn
the
it
way
back
around.
on you, and then we're like, "Oh yeah, tell me more."
So
Hey, I pulled up their first video, and it has some really good footage of them enjoying themselves during COVID. So if you want to see that,
Wait.
all right, hang on.
Oh,
Hang on.
nice.
We'll,
Oh yeah, please play our first video.
wait, I
Right?
gotta take
Oh,
I
and
gotta-
and
I'm
on your
telling you,
on your
No,
I
it's
see
vacation.
really good.
why-
Hold on. Oh, it's about to happen. Hold
All right,
on.
go for it.
ATVing
Here we
and doing all kinds of crazy stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
you gotta
so
turn the volume up. On,
Do you want me to turn the volume on?
yeah, turn the volume on. Sure. Let's hear him. Okay, I can tell you're in Cancun.
I think we're in bathing suits. I mean,
I can tell that you're in Cancun. Yeah, you have to turn the video volume on
but how fun is it to be?
because anybody who's
You
listening
You
on
can't
the
got me
video,
muted.
this is the greatest. Okay, this is the greatest thing. And we were
For
talking.
that. Oh yeah, we did zip lining first, so you'll have to watch it right here.
Ziplining.
That's quite the
That's a display.
location.
Screen it all the way
Right?
around.
Upside
And-
down,
and
looking
then
at my
I think
crotch.
we did it four
Okay.
times. And then kept getting higher and higher. Yeah. And then the last one, they had us going upside down. We were pros. I don't know about this.
You're a new person now.
I love
That's
it.
crazy.
I would
love it.
I would totally do that. I can't.
Yeah.
I won't. I won't.
Oh my
What's
gosh.
the? I won't paraglide. And you
Oh.
guys did that, didn't
did
you?
parasailing.
Yeah, parasailing. That's
And
it.
we have a crazy story even on
Yeah.
that one.
That stuff's terrifying. I don't want to tell you the statistics of how many people get
Oh, we were in Mexico.
Seriously.
So,
Eaten by
I mean,
sharks?
literally.
no that
No, just kidding.
seriously injured from falling on those things. But yeah, that's the
Oh.
we had
that's
blue
the
skies in January.
Yes, it was gorgeous.
It was
I don't even know the
gorgeous.
statistics of parasailing. All I know is I had did it. I had
It's
done
bad.
it in Oahu, and I was like, we should totally do that. Let me go. I walked down the beach to try to figure out like where can we sign up for this. And there's this guy, and he's taking pictures. He signed up for pictures,
Right.
and I said, we don't want pictures. We want to do the parasailing. Do you know somebody? He's like, make a phone call. Of course, all of this is like we're barely communicating because
Yeah.
she doesn't speak Spanish.
I don't speak
I
Spanish.
speak poquito.
un
Spanish.
poquito.
Un poquito. See, I didn't even say that right.
Some taquito.
Like
Poquito.
I'm
But
hungry.
anyway,
Before
so
you know it, we have a jet ski
he's
right
making
there.
a phone call.
That's awesome.
This guy pulls up on a jet ski,
Yeah.
picks us up, and takes us to a boat. So we're like,
Right.
we
hop
just
on,
hopped on,
Get
like,
on a boat.
Like, sounds
we
like a
could've been
good
on.
idea.
Somebody.
He
we
called
could've
us-
been
solid
little
plan.
He
trip.
called his cousin Raul. Raul's
Right.
brother went and bought a
Yes.
parachute really
Yeah.
quick, and they borrowed it
No.
for another friend's
oh
boat.
no.
It's
Oh,
I'm just
no.
kidding.
Okay, so he picked us up. We go on this, and we're like,
Right. And
I
I'm
mean, it
holding
is
on for
like-
dear life because I'm.
It is
yeah.
wavy and bumpy, and we're like,
Three
oh
on
my
one.
gosh. And then I thought when we got on there, I'm like, we don't even know this guy. We just got.
we
on the
didn't
back
sign
of
any
the-
papers.
Nope.
We
Like
didn't sign
we
no
could sue
papers.
their ass.
We did not do anything.
All we did was
jumped
give
on
him
the
money.
back. We
I was
gave him
thinking
money and jumped on
kidnap.
the back.
Yeah,
Right?
that too.
I know. We could have been gone forever. So he takes us to this boat out in the middle of nowhere. There's already people on the boat. Like there's like six people already on the boat.
Right.
We hop off the boat. As soon as our feet touch the boat, they start hooking us up.
Yeah, they're
Oh my
strapping
gosh.
us up, and we're like, "Oh, okay. Here, let me.
I-
You do my video."
I handed
so
my,
funny.
I
I
handed my phone to
to
this lady,
who was sitting there
The other
waiting to
kidnapped
go.
victims.
and they're still strapping us on.
They're
and I'm like,
waiting to go.
"Do I hold on to a pole? What do I do?" I mean,
They're like,
I've
"Nope."
never done this in my life, and
And I'm laughing because that's what I do when she's freaking out. I just start laughing.
I know,
So
and
the
I'm
whole
like,
time I'm
and I'm
laughing,
asking
going, "This
20
is
million
gonna be
questions,
fun.
and
It's gonna be so
she's
fun."
like, no big deal.
We got it.
And I'm
we
like,
got it.
do I hold on to this
So
pole?
then we
that
start
pole?
going. We start going
Oh
up.
my gosh.
And
Right.
thank God she had given the camera or the phone to
Yeah.
the girl. And then we get back on they bring us down after
Right.
like 10 minutes.
And it was a gorgeous view. I have
was
to admit,
beautiful.
January is
Beautiful.
a perfect time to
See
go to
everything.
Cancun.
Yes, it is.
Gorgeous.
It's a great time.
Perfect.
So we came down. They unhooked us. We got back on that little the
Sea-Doo
wave runner,
thing.
Yeah,
and
we
they
were
drove us off. We told the people, we're like, we're so sorry. I promise we're not celebrities. Like, I don't really know like what just happened, but we just went in front of you guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
then we
like
left.
literally
And they were like,
took their
"You
spot.
just interrupted our, boat ride."
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Can you imagine being the person on the boat and here comes these two people and
You
all-
looked-
they get to
girls.
go before you.
You
They
already
kn-
gave them money.
They already
Yep.
knew
And you
Mr. T
looked-
was going to kick their ass if they didn't
and you
get
looked
on
great
there.
in your bathing suits.
Yep.
And they were like,
Oh,
okay.
it was a quick 150.
Yeah.
It's really
That's
not that
probably
bad.
cheap, too.
It was really
Actually.
cheap. And we
Yeah.
got pictures too. We
Yeah.
got a little
awesome.
flash drive
Wow.
to go with it. And
No
I was
kidding.
like, Angela, what the heck did we just do? And she just starts laughing.
That's awesome.
We had the best trip.
That was awesome.
And then we got snowed in for a couple extra days.
yeah. We
That's
were like,
amazing.
well,
Well, and the funny thing about it is that we were in this beautiful hotel, right?
all
And
inclusive.
so, yeah. And we couldn't get back. We went to the airport to get on the plane to come back to DFW. And they said, no, you can't. So we said, okay, well,
all
I guess
the flights
we'll-
were shut down and
right. So we were scheduled to leave out on Friday. So Angela gets on her phone. She's like, hey, what about this place? And I'm not paying much attention, but I'm like, yeah, sure.
Well, listen, now we had been driving back and forth past this place the whole time.
We
we've
didn't
been
really
there.
know what
And
the
I kept looking,
hotel
going, that
was.
place looks really fun. That place looks really fun. I wonder what that is. So I looked it up and I saw, oh my gosh,
And it was cheap. It was like 90, like,
$35
Yeah.
a night.
Wow.
but it
for
was like
shared rooms. And I'm like,
$98
Wow.
for
what's a shared room?
2 or 3 nights. Yeah. For the rest of our stay.
Wow.
So they also had their own rooms, like
Right.
rooms, but then there was
And-
a shared room,
and
like shared room.
And of course,
you
she's
can do
not
that.
sharing with me like exactly what it is, but I'm just
Sure.
Right.
just depending that she's booking
Yeah.
a good hotel with
She's like, okay.
accommodations, and yeah, it's pretty cheap. We're in Cancun. Didn't think
Screw
twice
it.
about
Was it
it,
like-
right?
Two like former lockoffs and then a
Um,
shared
Oh
living
no,
room.
it was a hostel.
It was a hostel.
Oh.
It was a
It was
hostel.
a hostel.
It was a co-ed
It was my
hostel.
first
All
hostel that I
right.
ever
And
stayed
so
in.
I
bet
go,
that was
Angela,
exciting.
this is a hostel. She
When
goes,
we walked in, I go,
she goes,
"Oh,
oh, well, you've been there before. And I go, well, yeah, in France, the southern part of France.
I could tell she was a little concerned, but then I was like, I don't
And I
know
go,
what the
we have
problem
to get
is.
our
It looks
own-
really cute in here.
But you've been driving by this place, so
Yeah.
it's not like
Yes.
it was unseen.
right.
It
No,
looked
was-
like a normal
was like
hotel.
Yeah.
Mayan monkey or
It was
something.
called Mind Monkey, and it
Yeah.
had this really cool looking. I mean, it was just, it was cool.
Hilarious.
You'll have to
For
look
another
it up.
adventure.
Look it up. Mind
Episode
Monkey
3.
in
So was it
Cancun.
cool?
Yeah,
It was cool.
it was really
yeah.
cool.
It was really cool.
And we probably bunked with about 20 other people in that room. But hey, and you had to get a lock for your locker.
was it
These
20 in a
gigantic.
room? It was like
It was like
so you
20
slept
beds.
in like one
They were
open
bunk
room.
beds. Yeah, one open
we
room with
slept
bunk
in a
beds of
room
10.
with like.
This looks fun, y'all. I'm
Bed.
just saying.
Okay, so
pulling it
we
up.
stayed at a place like that in
did you pull up the
Cancun.
Mayan Monkey?
No,
Yeah, I
did,
got
you
it. I
did.
got it.
You
So
got to go
We
stay
can't
there.
make this up.
so so
had
we
the
stayed at
best
a
food,
place
too.
like this in Cancun for one night as well, but that was during the hurricane.
Oh.
And they took us out to the university and yeah, we were sleeping on mats on the floor, if you want to call it sleeping. And yeah, and so oh my god.
Isn't
Yeah,
it
no.
cute?
Yeah, but he's
That's
showing
cute.
he's showing a space that has like a beautiful bed.
They do have those. They
so-
have their own rooms.
Okay, so you can
too.
get your own.
These are the private rooms. Like the first thing he talked about, like what are we
You
booking
get
if
a private
not
room.
a private room?
But if you
Yeah.
don't get it,
Here we
the
go, shared dorms.
Shared
There
Okay,
you
dorms.
go.
See, that's what we
those
stayed
are the
in,
bunk
shared
beds that we
dorms.
stayed in. I was on a lower bunk.
That's
She was on
awesome.
a upper.
Oh, that's kind of cool
I
though.
bunk.
It wasn't bad at all.
and you had a curtain to divide you from the world.
It's like a hostel for Cancun. Is that? I mean, is that what
it
it is?
was pretty cool.
That's actually cool.
I
And it's
honestly would stay there again
Yeah, I
if
would
I didn't
too.
have like a
Person with you or
it,
something.
it was very clean.
if I didn't have a deal where you can get all inclusive for such a cheap
Mhm.
price.
right.
I would stay there because
Yeah.
their food there was really good. They had like a
the
chef
view was good.
that
Here you
cooked.
go,
at
10
the
bed female
bar.
dorm.
I mean, if you look at their menu, at
That's
the
where I
bar,
want to stay.
I was drinking
good.
smoothies. I was drinking
smoothies,
cappuccinos.
I was having like
mean, we were
avocado
sitting-
toast.
yeah.
That's amazing.
It's
mean, it
really
was-
nice. It's
it is
not
really
like
nice.
it's not like what most people think when you walk
Yeah.
into a 20
Yeah.
sleeping room
cute.
hostel where
And it probably
envision,
wasn't
like-
maxed out. It just it was
Yeah, it probably
probably
wasn't.
maybe 10 people.
I mean, hey, if you're going on vacation on a budget,
There's a co-working space as well too.
Yeah.
Really?
There's play there they had like a game room.
I'm gonna have to go
Right.
check this
Ping
out the
pong.
next time I go.
Yeah,
They had a
ping pong
pool
table.
outside. They had
Yeah.
a little hammocks.
So
and
what kind of security? Like, I mean, did you feel safe in the
security-
space?
Yeah,
I
definitely.
didn't feel bad at all there. No.
I mean, we're in Cancun.
No, I meant more in
In
the
the
fact of like
hostel?
in the hostel when you
Oh,
were
no, it was
sleeping
fine.
since
Everybody
it was
that
co-ed.
stayed there kind of was like
You just knew that you had to keep
they
all
were
your
younger.
belongings in
They
the
were
locker.
younger. They were younger.
Spring
Right.
breakers.
But everybody was like,
I mean, to keep your passport, to keep your, everything that you don't need at that moment, you keep in your locker. So you're not going to leave out your phone chargers and your,
Pretty good size
how
locker.
yeah.
How would you describe the people that were staying there?
They were
fine.
young.
They were young, but they
were
hippie
young.
chic.
There was younger
Probably
people,
like two
older
massage
people.
therapists and stuff. You know,
The guys that were in our room,
I
they
say
were
that because I did
European.
that.
Oh,
They were-
yeah.
Hold
my
this
gosh.
thought because we're going to take a quick commercial break and be back, and we're going to learn more about this hostile situation in Cancun, Mexico. And we're back. I'm Tiffany Carlin with Sarah Reeves and our brand new show that's coming on and joining us with Taco Community Radio. Reintroduce yourselves, ladies.
Hi, I'm Angela,
And I'm Christine.
and we're Haircolor Confessional.
I like how you guys do. That's why I wanted to hear it. Because it's the way you do it with your show. All right.
Yes.
and Jason Bagley in
All right.
An
studio.
engineering firm. An engineering.
All right. So like totally rewind. So your boyfriend, we're going way back here,
Okay,
people, because we
right.
started somewhere. We never got to the story of how you guys met Mr. T.
Right.
Okay. And how you became friends with him. And so
So
you were dating someone. He passed away from
He passed
cancer. I'm so
away.
sorry. And how long ago was this?
It was in December. It was a year.
Wow. I'm
Yeah.
so
And he
Still
died.
that's so
fresh.
hard to
I
be
believe he
dating.
died of liver and pancreas cancer.
Yeah.
So it was a
Wow.
quick
Yeah.
Yeah,
3 to
like,
5
It
months,
was
and he was
basically
gone.
pancreas. Yeah,
to be dating. I mean, but like to be dating someone and for something like that to happen so quickly.
and they tortured him with chemo, of course.
Ah.
Yeah. So she
That was
dated
the
him for
worst
about
part
a
of
year
it.
and a half, I believe.
Yeah,
And
year and 8 months. Yeah.
And me and our friends, we just really were supportive of Angela. We were there every step of the way through his whole process, his birthday and
So the summer before
Celebration of
that,
life.
Man.
we had all gone on a cruise together to the Greek islands. All, us girls, us ladies. There were
6 of us.
and so we all became very tight knit from that trip. Which
Yeah.
it could have gone the opposite way, but we
Right.
came back all like besties, and so
Right.
and we were
Absolutely.
I've heard that before. Like you either you go
You
away
love
and
them
you
or
come
hate
back.
'em.
It's a make
Yeah.
or break.
It is a
Yeah.
make and break. I've
Yeah.
been on several different trips with other women around the world, and it's a love-hate relationship. But the 6 of us really got along really well. We might have had our little spats here and there, but for the most part, I had my own room in my cruise. On the cruise,
That always
Carol had
helps.
her own room.
I have 4 sisters, and taking a vacation with just them has its challenges alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's usually about day 3.
Honestly, so I mean, something always happens, right? Because you've got 5 women who are you know everything about each other, and you're really close, right? I mean, and it's no different than if you're getting on a ship with 6 people, and you're really good friends, and you know what's going on in their lives, and you know each other's ticks, or you know each other's. Okay, we know that she's going to do this. This is going to happen over here. Blah
and
blah
then
blah.
they're
Right?
gonna fight. Let's
And so-
watch, hide and watch.
So like before you even get on to the vacation, you're like, oh God, right. You're already having a little bit of anxiety. I really hope that this doesn't happen, or something's happened in the past. You don't want it to happen again. And so we did something. My sister Shanna, my eldest sister, was not a part of this, and she's honestly like the most easygoing. So she wasn't on this trip, but this was last summer. Was it last summer? Last August, my husband was going into the boundary waters of Minnesota, and I was like, and then I'm supposed to meet him up there a week when they come out. And so I'm like, well, I'm going somewhere.
Right? Anywhere to go on a trip.
I'm like, I'm going to go to Florida and see one of my sisters. Well, I was like, well, this would be cool. We could do like our first sisters trip. Well, it turned into sisters and some of the adult daughters,
Oh.
and then cousins, and then a niece's boyfriend came
Oh, that's
too,
very
and then
complicated.
my brother came over from Tampa, and so it was all of us, right? But when I set this vacation up, because it was my vacation basically, right? I was like, okay, just want to let you know, I'm not staying at anybody's house. I'm staying at a resort on the beach.
There you go.
They're like, well, why are you doing that? I said, because I'm on vacation
Right.
and I'm going to do things on my schedule.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
we, there's no pressure. If we hang out sometimes, great. If we don't, great. If I want to go do this, great. So
Good for you.
I always I set that precedence before we left.
Yeah.
This is what I'm doing.
yeah.
Right.
I'm going on vacation and you guys can come along and you can do whatever you want.
Mhm.
Right.
And so it's saved it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I'm gonna have a place where I can go escape.
Right.
Right.
If
You know,
anything crazy starts to happen between this sister and that sister.
And it's different with family too.
Yeah.
As with friends, you're a little more guarded on you're crazy.
Yeah.
But
Right.
with your sisters, it can be like that and it's there
Yeah.
because they
And
know
that's-
you
it's
and there's
worse.
no really
I
there's
think it
no
is worse when you go with
really-
family.
There's no buffer at all. The buffer's
There's-
been taken off a long time
Right.
ago.
But then when you
so-
go with
No.
6 people that have very dominant personalities and we're type A personalities, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Okay, so
us-
all type A, did you share rooms? Like, did you bunk up?
there were 6 of us and 2 of us had our own room.
Okay,
Yeah.
see, that's
Okay, what's
me.
type
Yeah,
A?
I
Which
had
one's
my own
type
room.
A?
Type A, we're control freaks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we had a
We're
schedule.
definite.
We
I'm
We are definite.
I would say I'm a little of both. I can
Well,
be submissive
yeah.
and I can hand
well,
know,
we can
Wait,
kind
we
of
still-
like
We
step
still talking
back
about friendship? What are we talking about here?
Right.
Well,
I know we
that's-
can
in
step back
everything.
and kind of go, all right, well, you can have your little battle or you can have your little fit.
yeah,
But
You know,
yeah, for the most part, we're pretty easygoing.
yeah, easygoing.
But we definitely have an opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
for sure.
That's my thing. Like with my friends or whatever, we're at the bar, we're hanging out, whatever. And I'm like, everybody, like we're all having a good time. And then somebody starts getting their feelings. So I said, no, we're not doing that. We're here to have a good
Yes,
time.
have a
There
good
you go.
time.
And we're going to have a good time as long as we're here.
Yeah,
If you want to have a problem, you can go somewhere else.
Yeah.
But this is a safe place. We're having a good time here.
yes,
And like that, like I'll be easygoing and submissive until we get to that point. Somebody starts causing a problem. I'm like, no,
Right.
we're here to have a good time.
yeah.
That's
Right.
a great
Doing
thing
that
about
here.
going. I mean, I have never done a cruise, so I can't put the cruise into my
Yeah, but that
into
was
my
our first
box.
one.
that was your first one.
That was our for
Yeah.
Angela and I.
Okay.
That was our first cruise.
So how was your first cruise, being that you were with a group of 6 of you?
It was awesome.
it was awesome. I
awesome.
mean, we saw so much in
Oh my
such a
gosh.
short period of
We
time.
walked 5 to 7 miles every single day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
I
I get
lost
that.
weight.
That's like going to Vegas.
And
Yeah.
we ate really good food.
We did,
in
and we saw some
Italy, and
beautiful
yeah,
sites
it was amazing.
From Italy
We saw
to
everything you're
Turkey
ever
to
supposed to
Greece. We
See,
were in-
that's the cruise I would want to do. I
You
think
Right.
need
is
to do it.
like
Royal
Cancun, that
Caribbean.
whole
I
area.
wouldn't want to do a cruise to go into Cancun.
Yeah, because I can
or-
fly there, and that's where I want to be. I want to be on
Right.
I want to be on the beach.
Right.
I
The
don't
Mediterranean cruise is absolutely
Mediterranean.
beautiful.
That's what I want to
Yeah.
do. I'd really like to start out on like a riverboat cruise. Is
Oh,
what I
well,
would
that
like
would
to
be
do
even
first.
amazing too. I'd love to
Because
go.
they're smaller,
Yeah.
Right.
and you're really spending a lot of time off the boat and
Right.
on the
And there's less
land.
people on the
Yeah.
boat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's what I've heard.
we're actually looking into that right now. My husband brought home a magazine, and because he's got numbered pages of tabs of what trips he wants to go on, and these are all European style trips.
That's
And
awesome.
he goes, you weren't supposed to look, you were supposed to just pull one, and that's where we're starting. And I'm like,
Oh.
oh, well, I'm looking through them, and like one's like Swiss Alps, and I have issues with like cliff edges and stuff like that. I'm like, this is a lot of, that's a train
it's
that
not
goes
that
on
bad.
that long bridge.
No, it's
and
gorgeous. You would love it.
Oh,
I know. I mean, I
promise.
want to go. I'm
It's
going.
not
I'm
that
going.
cliffhangy.
I'm going.
Yeah.
So, all right. So
Definitely
anyway,
an opportunity to go.
Yeah.
I want to. I mean, all right. So I'm gonna, because we only have a little more time with you before your show comes on, and you start with Taco, and we're a little delayed in launching that radio station, by the way, if you hadn't noticed. So I want to. So you went on this cruise.
Right.
I'm assuming this is where you met Mr. T.
No, actually. So we go on this cruise and we're all 6 friends and we become better friends after the cruise. And then Angela's boyfriend gets sick. And so then we all come together as a group and really support Angela through this trying time. And then around his birthday and around Christmas, and then he passed away. And Angela came to me and said, okay, you got to keep me busy. And I said, okay, well, all right. So I came back a couple days later and I go, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do a podcast about 2 hairdressers. I said, I've been researching this, and
The
there's
lives of the
nothing.
hairdressers.
Yeah, there's nothing out there about, with a podcast with 2 hairdressers.
That's
Because
and
we
our
do so much
stories.
more than just hair.
Right. And so I've got it all in my head. I'm like, oh, I could talk about the 60-year-old virgin. I can talk, all kinds
boy.
of crazy stuff. Yeah, that's another story.
Well, I mean, it's like saying. So one of my best friends owns the Bombshell Salon. We talked about Lori, and we used to have a show called The Bombshell, but it was different. It wasn't focused on what she was doing in the salon and her stories and that kind of thing. We were really more focused on
Bombshell
supporting and lifting up small business women owners and that type of thing, and introducing different stuff like that. And life just got crazy. Life got hairy, and we just didn't have time for it anymore. But my point is that I didn't meet Lori and then she became my friend. Lori was somebody I knew, and she started doing my hair. And then we became super close from that experience and from being in the chair,
right.
because
As
we
you
were
do,
having
You're sharing your life.
And then the next thing you know, you're going out to dinner, or you're having lunch together, and and life just kind of, and it goes on like that. And it's almost like watching, like a soap opera, right?
Right.
You could not watch a soap opera for 3 months and it's the same day, or like it's the
Right.
next day. It's like that sometimes when you see your hairdresser.
Oh,
It's-
absolutely.
Where
Wherever
did you
we
leave
left
off?
Yeah. Wherever we left off, let's start.
Yeah.
Hey, what have you been doing? And I'm like, oh, you have no idea how January's been.
Which is funny because, and this happened. So Lori did my hair, and then 2 weeks later I had to go in and fix something, and she was like, well, blah blah blah, and I was like, hey, I already know this. You told me this 2 weeks ago. She goes, oh, I did tell you. I was like, yeah, it's only been 2 weeks. It's not been our usual.
Right.
And
Our
so,
stories are usually on repeat all day.
yeah, right.
I mean, you think about it, we have 8 to 10 clients a day, and we're usually having a conversation, and we could say the story,
And they ask the same questions. to
same
us.
questions. And then we get different, we're really good at interviewing other people.
Yeah.
And so
What do
when
you
our
interview
client,
them with? Like, what do you talk about?
oh, all the juicy details. Like, like I said earlier about like the 60-year-old virgin. She sat in my chair. I had her for about 2 hours coloring her hair. And she tells me that she really wants to get married and she wants to be a homemaker. And I'm thinking, okay, red flag, homemaker, what? But she's got her master's in education and she's an intelligent woman, but she can't have sex until she gets married.
Oh, boy.
And I thought, okay, well, how's that working for you? It just, crazy stories like that.
She put her whole life on hold.
She
to,
did,
to do her
because
career, and now it's too late.
Right.
But is
And
it
then-
too
It's
late?
never too late.
Well, I don't know.
Never.
She can't
But-
be a homemaker. Well, maybe she could be a homemaker. I think it's still, I guess,
She could
adopt.
marry young.
Or foster.
Well, she's
kids,
60 years old.
right?
So you think about it,
You
she
need to
hasn't had
hook her-
sex.
you need
She
to
could
hook her
marry
up with a
someone-
40-year-old, I
she-
guess, Christine.
She could marry the 40-year-old virgin, or an adopt, or
Be a
foster mom.
marry a
Foster
a
mom.
young
Yeah.
widow. And I say young, but younger than her,
Right.
maybe, who has a kid.
Yeah.
You
So
never know.
you never
Hey,
know.
you never know.
But every time
Just
she
start
came in,
going
it's
to
like,
Comic Cons. You'll find plenty of 40-year-old women.
That's what she needs to do. is
Do
go to
tell,
Comic-Con.
Jason.
right? But she was on this online dating app, and every time she'd come in, she would be like, how's it going for you? And I'm like, oh, it's going great. And she's like, well, how are you finding these men? How are you dating? How are you doing this? And I'm like, I don't know. I have referrals. She's like,
I used to do a business networking group, and I'm like, wow, it's BNI all over again. Here's your referral for your next
here's a
date.
referral for your next day.
Except B&I is
We
like
love
super expensive.
referrals.
We love
They're the
referrals.
best.
They're the best. You got to build relationships here.
Man, I'd take some referrals.
Right?
Well, is she still a client?
I haven't seen her in a while, probably because I was like, so in tune to like, have you had sex yet?
Like, how do you do that?
How do you
Like,
do that?
She's like, damn, I got to go see my hairstylist, and she's going to ask me about that sex
Right?
yet.
But not,
Time to switch.
but not only are we hairstylists, we're therapists as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was therapeutic for her. It was therapeutic for me. I got a good laugh out of it. But, there's one of many
Sure.
stories. I mean, there's the sad stories too, where, somebody
Yeah.
you've been doing for 25 years and all of a sudden they have stage 4 cancer.
Right.
Ah, man.
And that's just
Yeah,
heart-wrenching.
too.
It is.
Because you've been doing their hair for so long and you're like, they might not be here next year.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just, but it's life.
All right.
Yeah.
If you're watching on social media at all, I am sharing a link in in the comments, and if you're listening on the radio, you can go find this because they don't have it named. They don't have this group name, but I've been a member of this group, and this is going to sound weird because I've been married for 22 years. But I've been a member of this group because you can refer people awesome single people that you vouch for. And it's called Vouch Dating, verified guys and group matchmaking for the DFW area.
Oh, wow.
And so women actually go in here, married and single women go in here, and they will share by their own vouch of, hey, this is my great single guy friend. I forgot to tell you about this group because all of a sudden,
wow.
No.
Sarah's been sitting beside you single for this long.
And yet she has never vouched.
She just had to have me come on the show to talk about referrals.
She's never given me a referral. I'm starting to question.
Well, it's really, okay, so it's really interesting.
Tiffany's like, ding, 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 ding. I've got something for you.
It just came up.
Right?
All right.
That's how it goes.
So mostly you would find women putting all these vouch guys in there. I vouch for my friend. Like there's a guy in here that she posted the other day that is a single dad. I guess his wife passed away, or he's going, hey, here's my father-in-law. He's going through a divorce, but man, he's looking just for companionship right now. Someone to go to dinner with or whatever. But it's people that you vouch for. Like that is the best way to
have
date.
A referral and know somebody of somebody to have a connection as opposed to
I think there's a show here.
How do you get into that website?
I just put the link.
Group.
Angela's on the market here.
Okay, I just put the link in the comments and I will share it with you too.
She does have a long list. I'm going to tell you this. They have to be Christian. They have to be a good person. They can't be an alcoholic. They have to have a job.
Yes.
They have to have a house.
To be over their ex.
But I get that.
I have a high standard and a lot of people don't meet it.
Don't you find too, though? I mean, clearly none of us at this table are in our 20s, although we look like it. I mean,
come
on.
But I mean, your want list and your need list start to merge as you get older, and I don't even want to say older, as you get wiser,
right?
Because that can happen at a way younger age too, right? But as you get wiser, you really start to put those things together and package it and go, I don't have time for this. I don't have time to waste.
No.
Like I've looked at, there's some people that Todd and I know who, she was a widow and then boom, like a year later she got married and then boom.
And how does that happen?
I know.
I mean,
they're on the dating sites.
Yeah.
And I guess, when you get up over your 60s and maybe even 70s, because a lot of that's happening there. They're like, I ain't got time for this.
Right.
Stuff's drying
Life
up.
is already too short. Like if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it now. Like that's
the thing is, I don't want to waste anybody's time, especially not mine.
Right. No. Yeah.
You
I've already did that twice with
that's
two terrible
true.
relationships. One I was only
if
married
I'd rather
to one
be
of them,
home with my dog, then we're not going to go out.
Yeah.
So this Mr. T thing.
Oh my gosh, Mr. T. We love Sterling Hunter.
So Sterling Hunter, he goes to a lot of the nonprofits and
locally,
right? Like children's charities. He does a lot of the happy hours.
He travels and
travels all over the place.
Impersonations for Mr. T.
Yeah. So we had him on the podcast. We love interviewing people and we love building relationships. So Sterling came on the show, and one of his side jobs is that he is Mr. T. And just knowing some of his background, he just seemed to be a really interesting guy. And before you know it, we started talking about Marvelous Men, of Hope, that he volunteers for. He's an Uber driver.
Really?
Yeah. And I believe he's from Beaumont, Texas. So
he's Ubering.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Why haven't I Uber all the time?
He's got business cards that you can
actually text him and be like,
text him and say, hey, come get me. And he's in his full.
Can I have his card?
Yeah,
and not
Mr.
for the purpose
T.
of it being Mr. T and me being able to say, actually, I would love to do a live interview with him while being Ubered by him. But that wouldn't be the purpose. But I mean, I use it all the time.
Right.
And so to have someone you can call up and go, hey, I need to be picked up at blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
And it's literally someone you trust.
Right.
And he's a friend of yours.
Yes.
So I would trust that even more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Well, I have another friend that does that too. And he's like
would you
Uber
vouch for him?
And
Is he
for
single?
Uber, yes. For Uber, I would
It's a referral.
Is Sterling single? Is he married?
Yes, he is single.
He is single?
He had a girlfriend, but I'm not sure about that. Maybe
well,
I'm not,
Well,
I don't know.
I mean, single,
Maybe it's on and off.
not married.
He's got a daughter.
Yeah.
But he travels so much. I know that he was in Houston and LA. He's picking up business, and
That's
too cool.
awesome.
yeah,
He's too
fun.
cool.
He's
He's
fun
too
to watch
cool.
on
And he's
Instagram and
He's one
Facebook.
of the nicest guys you've ever met. He is just a really great guy.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's one of the great things about him. Like when you see him in interviews, and people are so people of our age who grew up watching him
Yeah.
on
The A-Team.
the A-Team.
The
Yeah,
A-Team.
I love
it was
that
the
show.
Penny the Fool.
And I think he's doing a
That's-
GoFund for the van. I think he wants
really?
He wants one of those.
team band.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I thought he had. I thought he had
made
one
a
of them from the
ringtone
beginning.
No, he
of
doesn't
the
have one.
A-Team song.
No, he's
like
got a
I have that
GoFund.
as a ringtone.
He's trying to get a
Yes.
van.
The
Yeah.
fact that they haven't given him that van.
Somebody should just give it to him. I
Yes,
know.
they should give
I
it to
know. Where are
him.
these people? that
That's
have all
the
the money? They
campaign
just
we
need to
needs
give
to
it
do.
Mr. T needs
earned
the
that.
A-Team van.
Yes.
He
Yes.
earned that damn
Who
van.
has it?
that.
He
Who-
made
we need
that
to find
van
that
what
guy
it
that
is.
owns it and like beat on his door.
I
Say,
know.
All right, we
Boudreaux.
have a new goal here.
Right?
I'm serious.
Oh,
Let's
he's
get
so
the
much,
Burleson
he's
Booze
fun to
Vikings
interview.
on it.
He's so outgoing, and he's very entertaining.
Yes.
He was
Um,
one of our
great.
favorites.
All right,
No, he's
we're
one of
on
my
this.
favorites.
We're going
Yeah.
to talk. We are definitely going to follow up with
This
this.
is
All
gonna be
right.
a mission.
So I'm going to hook you up with Vouch Dating. Your show is coming to, and this is going to be different because this is your first time at a live table
Yes.
Right.
and being able to do the live version.
Yes.
Because there's a difference, right? I
Right.
mean, it's just a different element to it, and it's just gonna be super exciting. I'm super excited to have you join us, although you won't technically be joining us here. You're going to be joining us out of Fort Worth
Uh-huh.
Right.
at a future undisclosed location. Yeah. So and yeah, logistics. It's some of that, but you're going to air on Mondays at 6 p.m.
6
Central
p.m.
Time.
Mhm.
Live on Taco Community Radio, and it's not all about tacos. It's all about Tarrant County, and that's what I love. Like not just your dynamic within your friendship, but the fact that you're not out of the same salon. You're in Fort Worth. You're in
Dallas.
Arlington,
Right.
and
like Dallas Stadium.
and it
Sorry.
brings it just brings but like it brings the whole community together,
Right.
You
And
know,
not only just Tarrant County, we'd love to be, all over the United States.
well, and you get to do that with us.
I mean, right.
Welcome.
I mean, she went to Hawaii and she was putting our QR codes everywhere on the doors.
That's awesome.
So we
So
might get some
smart.
Hawaiians.
Literally at the Puka Dog, we have our QR code set up at the Puka Dog in Hawaii. In Hawaii.
That's
It's
And
like,
then
Angela,
also-
why do we have all these viewers from Hawaii?
And then also, one of my friends who lives on the Big Island put it right on the front door of her shop, her
That's
glass
awesome.
shop. And I'm like, okay, so Christine, if we get any Hawaiian
Right.
residents,
For a while, it was all New
Let me know.
Yorkers. And we were like, why do we have such high stats on men from New York? And then now it's kind of come down to Texas. So we'd like to, branch out to Chicago and branch out to, Florida.
Welcome.
Miami.
This is the great thing about being able to do what we do,
Right.
and the difference in radio and this type of, we think back even when YouTube first started, it was very exclusive to who could do videos, and then who could go live, and then it started to open up, and you still have things that you have to reach in order to go live on YouTube. And today we can all have a voice, and that's what I love about what we do. It's all about amplifying voices. He's
What?
laughing.
I'm watching this
Yeah.
Puka Dog
He's-
video.
So
It's
Jason
killing
put up
me.
the
It
Puka
is
Dog
killing
video, and he's laughing at the Puka Dog video, and he's like in hysterics.
is it the hot dog video?
Yeah, and like lemon.
It is so funny.
He's dying.
His face
He's
is red.
dying. Okay, there must be sound to this video. Is there sound to it? If so, you
I
can.
don't think
my
there's sound.
That's
There's not any
hilarious.
The
sound.
Puka Dog is so good. We had it twice while I was there for only 4 days.
Is this a drink?
It's a hot dog.
It's a hot dog.
We have a thing for hot dogs. Chicago hot
Yeah,
dogs.
it's restarting.
Sister
It's
Brianna,
restarting.
you ought to
You're gonna
hear
watch
their
it.
story about a
We'll
hot
talk
dog.
about it, but I mean, you're putting your QR code at the Puka Dog, and I had to look it up. I mean, you got the
Yeah.
whatever
there you go.
monkey place you're staying at. You're going to the Puka Dog. I mean, you guys are fun.
Hey, we are fun.
We do have a lot of fun.
Oh my gosh.
need to
Oh
watch
my
our
gosh.
podcast.
So they just stuck this hot dog, if you're not watching the video, if you're listening on the radio, into like a big breading thing.
Yeah.
Is it?
And it's toasted inside there.
Jason is in hysterics over there.
And it's got, you you can put you put whatever kind of relish. Listen to this. They have pineapple relish. They have mango relish.
On a hot dog?
Yes.
That does not. That
It
does
is
not.
bet that makes it
delish.
taste
It
better,
is
doesn't it?
delish.
I'm telling you.
I love hot dogs.
Taking the hot dog to a whole new level.
It is.
That's right. That's upscale right there.
And then they have hot. They can do spicy. Like it can go all the way to lava, which is like
Man,
habanero.
that's hot.
Holy cow.
I mean, so
Man,
good.
the
like
Puka
you-
You
dog.
don't want a puka at the Puka dog.
Nope,
No.
you do not.
She's just
But I
good
I
relish.
love how the beginning of the video is showing the dog, walking by.
Yes.
So I said a cheeky thing about Arlington Stadium or I said Dallas Stadium because you're from Arlington. I bet the
From
Arlingtonians
Jerry
are,
World.
yeah.
Jerry
I bet the
World.
Arlingtonians are in outrage, aren't they? It's
Yeah,
not
because they
Dallas
keep calling
Stadium.
it Dallas, and it's really Arlington.
Yeah, it's Arlington.
Okay,
They've
hey,
never called it.
I'm from
Arlington.
I'm from New Jersey. The Jets and the Giants have played in New Jersey at the Meadowlands Stadium since before I was born, and they're the New York Giants and the New York Jets. So I
Same
understand.
thing, yeah.
Yeah.
We get nothing.
Right.
we get no-
Arlington is the New Jersey.
Yes, it
In the
is.
sports
Pretty
world.
Probably about the
much.
same
Pretty much.
size.
They've got so many different, venues out there.
Yeah.
They're just
Yeah.
getting bigger
Yeah.
and bigger. I believe they have like 6 major league teams, like
Yep.
soccer and baseball.
Well,
and
and
football
now the Rangers
Basketball.
own
Yeah.
Hockey.
own our baseball team here in Cleveland, the Cleveland Railroaders. So
Oh,
there's lots
cool.
of cool things coming to it.
yeah.
All right, that's it for today, guys.
This has
Be
been
sure
fun.
to tune back in. We will give you more updates on when Taco Community Radio is launching and when you can tune in, and we'll share links to their current podcast. You can go check them out. Thank you, ladies, for joining us. Have an amazing day, guys. Be kind and God bless.
I got to go find a Puka dog.